Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Royal Institute of Canada, broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. Tonight we're going to reflect on Realty Newsflash, what's happening in the marketplace and how people are navigating through this challenging time. There are a couple of things about the market. We talk about the impact of the mortgage, shortage of supply, OFC rule, CMHC program, provincial and federal government initiative. Let's talk about the most recent market watch from Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. The sales have plummeted minus 41.2% in Toronto Regional Real Estate Board MLS system. In 2022, we have in April 2008 transaction as compared to 2021, 13,613 transaction. So that's a minus 41.2% transaction in all across TREB. This does not include ITSO, which has 22 board, and this is strictly TREB real estate data. Our new listing for 2022, we are still minus 11.7 as compared to April 2021 to 2022, from 20,841 in last April to 18,413 this April. Our active listing in 21 was 11,688, whereas in 2022 we have a 13,098. That's a 12.3% increase in more listing in April, which is 12.3% increase. Average price in April last year, according to TREB data, was $1,090,414, whereas the average price in April 2022 was $1,254,436, which is 15% higher than what was in April last year in TREB, considering all total pricing. Now, if we look at the January, February, March, and April prices for 2022, so in January, we have a 1.224 million average price. In February, it went to 1,334,000 average house price. In March, it was 1.3, so it came down from average price of the February 22 to March. Now, average price from March to April is reduced to 1.254 million, which is approximately $46,000 per house. So that shows you decline from March to April. So this is the market update. Now, in terms of detached home, in 416 in April, it was 1,947,975 in 416, and 905 was 1,526.79. The semi-detached was 1.494640 in 416 and 1,110,142 in 905 area. Townhome 1,086,986 in 416 and 997,416 in 905 area. 905 includes 416, the Brampton, Mississauga, Milton areas, or even Oakville. And condo apartment, 820,835 in 416, and in 905, 722,601. So these are average price based on prices of each category based on TREB data, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board data for the April. Let's look at the year-over-year percentage of change for each category. So in 416, the April was 14.9%, and in 905 was 16.8% for the detached home. Sammy was 14.1% change in 416 and 19.9% in 905 area average price change. We have a townhome, 15% change from for 416 and 20% change in 905 area, year-over-year percentage of change, and also 12.8% for condo unit in 416 and 18% in there. Now, if we look at the sale data, there is a minus 44.5% between 905 and 416 combined for detached home sale transaction. Sammy, it was a minus 38.2% decline. For townhome, 43.5% decline for Sammy's townhome. And condo apartment, 33.8% combined, 416, 905 year decline in sale. So what is going on? Sale is declining. And in this case, in April, our price has declined. If I mention to you, from February was the highest, so March had declined about 34,000 from February to March, and 46,000 from March to April. So that means the price is also declining, even though sale is declining. So let's look at the initiative. What is causing this? Now, most important thing is mortgage. Bank of Canada has increased their rate. We are now 1%, and they have done 3 quarterly upgrade to 1%. By doing this, all the banks have increased their rate for 5-year fix or variable. So that has impact on the buyers to buy a property with a threshold. So affordability become an issue because you have to pay more to carry it. And if you use the off-seat stress test at 4.25%, you will qualify for less money because you need more money to pay to maintain a property that you're going to buy. So your ceiling to buy a property has been reduced because of increase by the Bank of Canada interest rate. Therefore, all banks have raised now. Your fixed rate is increased, your variable is increased. So that is a major reason for increase. The other reason is short of supply. You know, federal government has promised they're going to inject money through the province, through the municipalities. They are doing it. The federal government is planning to ban foreign buyers for 2 years, residential homes, probably up to 6 units. We haven't seen the legislation yet, but this was in the pipeline. Provincial government has created an initiative where they are applying the non-speculation tax from increasing from 15 to 20% to across Ontario. That has a significant impact because I am a certified international property specialist. I was encouraging people to buy a property in Canada. Now I can't afford it. I can't recommend them to buy any property here. So most of the people I know, billions are being invested in the United States by the Canadians. So Those buyers who used to buy the property for investment no longer buying it if they are buying single home, residential home, or up to 6 units. The speculation tax does not apply to multiple residents like high-rise building, condominium, units 6 and above. They won't apply. And you have to check with your lawyer to make sure what our transaction that you're doing, and you are not going to be subject to not only speculation tax, 20%, but also when you dispose of the property, there's approximately 25% tax. And when you sell the property as a foreign buyer in a non-residence, the lawyer will hold the 25-30% of your sale price until you get a certificate of clearance from this Revenue Canada agency to make sure your taxes are paid before the money leaves the Canada. So these are the three things: mortgage, speculation tax, and federal government initiative. Federal government is also taking initiatives to put restriction on flipping the properties for investors, and also they were thinking about open bidding process. We still have to wait for those decisions to be made. There are lots of changing coming to REBA. As you know that as a real estate professional, you've been notified by the regulator, Real Estate Council of Ontario. The REBA is being changed effective 1st April 2023 to as a Trust in Real Estate Services Act of 2002. And there will be a lot of changes coming, and they are eliminating also customer service. So either you are represented as a client, or you pick to choose your own real estate agent when you're doing, or you represent yourself. So there will be more clarity coming from Real Estate Council of Ontario and some announcement, and there will be more disclosure available to us so the consumer can make buying decision. CMHC came up with a very good report. It's about 23, 24 page report that I downloaded there. It talks about the migration and housing prices, because they are concerned because the federal government is bringing in over 400,000 immigrants coming to Canada in 2022. It will have impacts on what's going to happen in terms of availability of the housing. The more focus has been from the Ontario government and the federal government is also to scrutinize and improve the planning and development department of municipalities so they can approve more subdivision, high-rise building, expedite the approval process, issue building permits. Because this is the position of the organized real estate, the Canadian Real Estate Association, Ontario Real Estate Association, and all the real estate board. There is a shortage of housing. Now imagine that. We were complaining about there was a hype going on back and forth. Private was going multiple offers. Now, just a mere small initiative by the OFC and Bank of Canada, having a stress test and increasing the interest rate, things have calmed down. They're going down. Price has come down. Sale has plummeted. So why was so hype? Why we were creating so much trouble? Is best to think about it. And I said, the price that you see on MLS is not the price. You have to ask your real estate professional to calculate the value of your property using a cost approach, appraised value approach, comparable analysis, to look at the deep dive down, to check it out, to make sure your real estate professional can help you to come up with a price. Because listing price is not realistic. Now, imagine sometimes you list high, you don't sell it, you list too low, you are having a multiple offer. Sometimes you list a property, nobody put an offer on it. That give a bad impression. So now it's going to be work cut out for real estate professionals and people. I am a fellow Real Estate of Canada. I take a lot of pride of my membership being a fellow. I work very hard for our client, our employee. They're working for CD Realty Inc. We work very hard to deliver a valuable service to our client. And we are there to help you. Reach out to us, call us 905-785-9923 and we can help you. Now let's look at the prevention. In fact, the projection for the Canadian Real Estate Association. Since we are operating in Ontario, even though we have a jurisdiction that covers entire Ontario, but we always focus in GTA and that neighboring city. Okay, so Ontario, and they are saying the sale activity will be minus 10.4% transaction in Ontario according to forecast for the second quarter of 2022 by the Canadian Real Estate Association. Now, they're saying is this minus sale will continue to 2023. It will be minus 6.4 in Canada, in Ontario in 2023. So the only thing that is positive is Alberta is 11.5% this year, increase in sale, and 5.8 in 2023. And then is 2.1% Saskatchewan, positive sale increase, and 3.3 in 2023. And then we have Prince Edward Island, 2.2% increase in 2022, and 1.5% in 2023. And Newfoundland, 6.3%. So that's the best place to go and invest the money. And 1.5% in 2023 in Newfoundland. So this gives you an idea. Let's talk about the price increases in that area, because this is very important for you to know that what's happening. So Canada-wide, they're going to be 14.3% increase in sale in across Canada, and 3.2% increase in 2023. In Ontario, we are expecting 23.2% in price increase, 23.2% in Ontario, and is 5.7% across in Ontario in 2023. This is a price change, average price forecast for 2023. So I can see that every percentage of price change for forecast 22 is high on all provinces. So British Columbia is going to be 13% increase from 21 to 22, and Alberta will be 8.5, and Saskatchewan will be 2.9, Manitoba will be 9.3. So Ontario leads 23.2% change. New Brunswick 18.7% from 21 to 22, and Nova Scotia 17.6% increase from 20. This is a forecast for 21 to 22, and Prince Edward 7.9% increase, and also Newfoundland 5.4 forecast by Canadian Real Estate Association. In 23, across Canada will be 3.2% increase in average price. 1.6 in British Columbia, 7.4 in British Columbia, Alberta, 2.5 in Saskatchewan, 3.1 in Manitoba. Ontario will be 5.7, Quebec will be 3.6, New Brunswick 6.1, and Nova Scotia 5.3, and Prince Edward Island 2.2, and 3.7 in forecasting for every price increase in Canada, across Canada for average price. So this is a forecast for 2023. So you can imagine that what's happening in there. Should I buy, not to buy? It's creating an environment, and we have to see the trend of the first-time home buyer. We still have a program for CMHC to help you get the program. So if you are buying a property, you're a first-time buyer, you need a very special attention to the details. You need to have to work with an experienced real estate professional like me or any other one with a FRI and CIPS designation, or ABR or SRS or SRES, depending on who you want, where you are, to make sure that help you understand the buying process. I have said before in my previous episode that you need to create a WhatsApp group for buyer or seller to make sure you exchange information in a central location where you can share all the information about what's happening the moment you list the property with your lawyer, home inspector, appraiser, everybody working together, and then you have a communication with your buyer and seller. That way you are centralizing inspection, appraisal, your review of document by lawyer. You know, it all depends as long as you are working together to make sure. Now, election is here on June 2nd. Biggest issue when I want to talk to you, and we're going to continue our conversation after the break, is about infrastructure deficit in the province of Ontario for the municipalities, the big municipalities. We're going to talk about that right after the break. So I'm going to take a break. If you wish to advertise, please call 647-484-0018, and you will get a special discount from our general manager. Because you are viewer of Realty Coffee Talk and Awaz Entertainment. So we're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We'll talk about a city seeking additional power from the province of Ontario and what will happen if that happens. So get back to you in shortly.
So, now it's fully renovated. Live catering, barbecue, tandoor, जलेबियाँ और fresh naan. तकरीब आपके घर में हो या घर से बाहर, Zoc is providing full service now, and Zoc has opened a new banquet hall, garden event center. आपका Zoc देखकर लोग कहेंगे क्या Zoc है आपका? Call right now 905-625-7786. Zoc वालों के लिए.
सियासत से तिजारत तक,
सबसे पहले घबराना नहीं.
तालीम से मईशत तक,
आपके जेब पे डाका डालना जानते हैं.
सेहत से सनत तक,
चोर घर में आ चुका है जनाब स्पीकर.
हुकूमती ऐवानों से चाय खानों तक कोई नहीं बच पाएगा तकरार से. कौन, कब, कैसे, क्यों जैसे सवाल बनते हैं मौजू प्रोग्राम तकरार में. देखते रहिए तकरार कनाडा से बराह रास्त समीना जबीन के साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे सिर्फ आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट पर.
Sacred Hand Canada is helping communities more than a decade.
Here is our food bank, one of the most important aspects of our organization. Here is where we provide our clients with the highest quality produce, meat, and dairy products to suit their needs.
Here at Sacred Hand Canada, we provide more than 125 hot meals per day to individuals who cannot afford it. This includes seniors, international students, and people in general who cannot cook for themselves.
Here at Sacred Hand Canada, we provide free clothing and household items to newcomers, refugees, and those in need. This is our way of helping the environment by recycling, reusing, and giving back to the community.
Here at Sacred Hand Canada, we believe every child deserves an education. This is why we started the free tutoring program from kindergarten to grade 8.
So this is the community room. This is a room where we run all of our programs here at Sacred Hand Canada. So they can use this room as an escape to escape from whatever they're dealing with.
So here at Sacred Hand Canada, we provide deliveries for our clients. This is an extension of our food bank for our clients who are unable to have transportation to come to our office.
Your generous donation will help us to reach many more to support for the food, shelters, and medical. Please donate generously. Visit our location, 5004 Timberley Boulevard, Unit 2629. You can reach us by calling 905-624-0333. If you have any need or any help, do not hesitate to contact us. We'll be more than happy to help you.
डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं. हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं. हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, एलजी, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं. 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें. हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं. www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं जो आप आसानी से ले सकते हैं। At Dixie, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
कॉर्पोरेट इवेंट्स हो या शादी की तकरीब, बर्थडे एनिवर्सरीज हो या हो बेबी शावर, और अगर आप चाहते हैं स्टूडियो सेटअप, रेंटल बैकड्रॉप्स, हार गजरे या पार्टीज के लिए फ्रेश फ्लावर अरेंजमेंट, देन कॉल आफिया खान at 416-628-7849. Essence Event Decor, creative, elegant and unique. Engage in CCTV security cameras, doorbell video and alarm system installation since last 20 years in Toronto. Certified team of professionals serving Ontario, completed many residential and commercial projects successfully. High-ranking reviews on Google, Better Business Bureau and Home Stars. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. For free estimate, call Firoz Khan at 647-504-8325 or visit ACN Technology, the gateway of communication.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. Tonight we're talking about Realty Newsflash, many issues in terms of buying and selling property and also issue with the mortgage, shortage supply, approval process, and what's happening in the transaction reported by in the Newsflash, Newswash by Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. The issue that is coming to important right now, on top of what's going on in the marketplace, that's disturbed the buying and selling and created uncertainty in the marketplace, is to think about infrastructure. That's another deficit. Each big city, like Mississauga, as I reported in previous my episode, there was about $3.5 billion infrastructure deficit. All the big city mayors were planning to go to the province to get special power like Toronto has to increase double land transfer tax and impose tax on cars to generate more revenue. The issue is how to maintain the infrastructure that is getting older and they need money. The question comes to the public is that we hired you guys to maintain our infrastructure, our city. We paid you. So how come you are not planning ahead of time and doing something about it to make sure that you are taking care of this business? Borrowing money, whether it's federally or provincially, to cover these expenses is creating more debt for us and our future generation. We expect our elected representative to be responsible for creating investment opportunities where they not only recoup their investment, but they generate income or revenue so we don't have to borrow money. Right now, our debt, federal tax has gone over $1 trillion, and so is our provincial debt. So what initiative action has been taken by these federal government and provincial government and even the city council to make sure they don't burden us? At the end of the day, is you and me paying taxes, paying the salary of these member of provincial parliament and the city council and the mayor. So what step they're doing? Now election is upon you. So I am asking all of you to go speak to your councillor and the mayor and the member of provincial parliament. What are they going to do about this deficit, infrastructure deficit? The city cannot handle it. They're going to borrow it because under the Municipal Act, they cannot borrow money. They have to balance it out. Whatever the property taxes that we pay, it covers all the maintenance, and they have expenses to carry on to support our activities. Therefore, they don't have allocated enough money for the infrastructure. I remember in 2014, when I did a presentation to the city council, that time our infrastructure deficit was $90 million. Now I learned 6 months ago, it is $3.5 billion in the city of Mississauga. So we expect all of you, talk to your councilor, talk to your mayor when they come to you for the vote. What are they going to do about the infrastructure? Who's going to pay for it? What connection or connectivity or effort they have made with the provincial government to subsidize? And we have to ask the provincial government what step they're going to take to recoup that money instead of borrowing the money and just passing it on to the city council to pay for it. At the end of the day, we have to pay. Now interest rates are rising. Therefore, your borrowed money is going to increase at the provincial, municipal, and federal level. Municipal will not borrow money for infrastructure because they can borrow it, but it's going to cost more money. Who's going to pay for it? At the end of the day, is a voter, a citizen. They're going to pay for it. Similarly, federal government is coming up with a program. We want to make sure they are helping, but make sure they're smartly investing in project, infrastructure, fast trains across Ontario to move the goods around, to help increase revenue. So investment has to be, return on investment has to be greater than what they invested long term, not just borrow the money. Anybody can borrow the money. So we didn't send you to the parliament to just raise more and more debt for us. Be responsible, feel accountable, be transparent, hire consultant who can provide in-depth analysis before you implement. So I'm sure they're doing it. We just want to make sure. Now we have on 2nd June a mandate the province of Ontario is giving to the member of provincial parliament and also to the city council in all the cities across Ontario. So ask them, if you are one of the big 5, 6 cities that are seeking the extra power from Ontario government. So it all depends on the policy of the Ontario government. Whoever is selected, what decision they will make, it will impact us because we'll borrow more money to subsidize these programs, and we will have a less and less revenue available to us to provide program for seniors, for health, for children, and many other poverty reduction, health, senior job opportunities, skill development, and many, many other manufacturing sites. So as you know, we have a problem right now with the pricing because skilled labor is not available. I got an email from the tenure warranty people. There is a potential strike of construction this month. And if that happens in this summer, all housing in construction will be impacted. So that will give the right to the builders to extend their time, to extend the closing date. So that means they are prolonged further. The closing of the new homes coming in the market and short supply continue to remain the problem, and affordabilities. So this is very important that you talk about your potential candidate that are coming in seeking your vote. What are they going to do about affordability of the housing? What are they going to do about expediting the approval process? What initiative they have taken to make sure the houses are available? And there is a more supply. It's all about supply and demand. If they have increased the mortgage rate, there are some restriction from the Ontario government for Ontario non-residence speculation tax. Federal government is banning. These are all helping one way or the other. But the biggest problem remains is supply of housing. As long as more supply is coming, it will balance out. It's a balance act between supply and demand. It has been a very tremendous demand of the buyers because mortgage rates were so low. They can qualify for a higher amount. Now they will not qualify for more amount because there are 3 quarterly increases. Now is 1% from the provincial government, from the Federal Bank of Canada. And now we have seen that sale has gone down 41% according to TREB data. So this is very important. The other important thing that I want to mention about is your rent-to-own program. I have been working on this for a while, and the federal government is encouraging. I am a principal broker of Canada Express Mortgage Inc., license number 13241. And I am working with a company who has a rent-to-own program. They have sold thousands of houses, rent-to-own program. If you want to learn about it, we're going to do a special episode on rent-to-own program. I just give you a basic idea about what that run is. So basically, you buy a property. An investor will buy a property, and you sign two agreements. One is that you select the property, you pay the closing costs, everything, and there are two agreements is entered. One is occupancy agreement. One is called buyer agreement. That means you will be owning this property toward the end of your term. Is it 3 years term or 5 year terms? So it's preset at the time that you go through the approval process. The catch up in this figure is that the buyer who wants to rent to own program, make sure he or she qualify at the end of term, which is 3 years or 5 years. If you do not qualify at the term, then there's no sense of going into rent to own program. So basically, investor is investing money to give you possession of the house. And he or she not only charge you rent, he or she is going to collect some extra money. That money will be counted toward purchase value in the future, which is already been determined. So the future value of that house is already determined at the time of taking possession of the property, because you will be responsible to pay property taxes, you will pay maintenance of the property. So now the kickback, the issue is that if you do not buy out that property, you may lose it. That's what you need to have an independent lawyer to review your occupancy agreement and buyout agreement, because they're all signed. So investor will determine what is the future value. For example, let's assume an average increase is 9% for on an annual basis. So they will say, okay, since you're going to buy it, market is giving me 20% increase, for example, 15.5% or 20%. So they set a principal value and they will apply it. So they say, okay, I'll give you a little bit of discount. So if you bought it for $500,000 and after 3 years, your value of your property is $650,000. So that would be the purchase value that they're going to enter into an agreement with you, and you have to make sure you qualify for $650,000. And any principal contribution that you pay as a part of the occupancy agreement will be added on top of what you have given deposit in the beginning. So those are accumulated, and then you arrange a mortgage and you buy out. But if you think your financial condition will not be good in 3 years, you need 5 years, and you plan it accordingly to make sure you do that. And then you plan it accordingly. But do not enter if you don't have the capacity or you don't foresee any potential challenge of getting a mortgage at the time when you mature your occupancy agreement and your buyer agreement kicks in, because you're supposed to arrange a mortgage and pay out the investor out of that transaction. So I'm going to have a special episode on Realty Coffee Talk and explain these things to you. I'm going to try to get my associate company who is dealing with this to come and join me in our conversation so we have good understanding. So let's revamp that. Today we talk about market condition, sales are declining, and average price is declining. Projections are you still will have increased overall projection for Canada according to CREA, Canadian Real Estate Association. So if you have any specific question about this program or any program, please call me directly on my cell number 416-451-3489. I'd be more than happy to answer your question. To learn more about Realty Coffee Talk and all episode on Awaz Entertainment, you can visit realtycoffeetalk.com and subscribe my YouTube channel. Now again, for viewers, if you are a real estate professional, mortgage professional, lawyer, construction company, renovator, builder, developer, a mortgage agent, a plumber, electrician, or painter, you need Awaz Entertainment because our message goes across. We have millions of people watching our Realty Coffee Talk and TV show on IPT program, cable network, satellite across the globe. So please, you will get a special discount when you make a reference to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. You ask, speak to Miss Jabin. She is the managing director, owner of Awaz Entertainment. Call 1-888-786-9809. I'm your host. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I look forward to see you. If you have any comment, please visit realtycoffeetalk.com and provide your feedback and comment on my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. For now, may God bless you all. May God bless Canada. Thank you. Bye for now.